Pursuant to notice, I now call up H.R. 6231, the Department of Homeland Security Policy Issuance Review Act. The bill was circulated in advance. The printed copies are available. The clerk shall designate the bill.
H.R. 6231.
Without objection, the first reading of the bill is dispensed with, and it is considered read and open to amendment at any time. I now recognize the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Ivey, for 5 minutes on his measure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I promise not to use the whole 5 minutes. I did want to, though, say that I'm pleased to offer this legislation, and I appreciate it being considered today. This bipartisan bill will ensure that Congress has greater insight into DHS's process for issuing and reviewing department-wide policies. These policy documents provide critical guidance to over 260,000 men and women who carry out the DHS mission every day. And these go to critical missions that involve sensitive identification data, the counterintelligence program, the integrated maritime law enforcement program, and the like. These policies should provide much needed guidance and clarity on what is expected of DHS employees. However, despite a requirement that each policy receive a thorough review every 2 years, many foundational policies have gone far longer without a meaningful review or needed updates. When it comes to topics that evolve rapidly, like social media, biometric technologies, or artificial intelligence, it's important that the policy documents keep up with these changing times. My bill will codify the department's policy issuance and review process as a formal responsibility of the DHS Undersecretary for Management. Additionally, it will provide more transparency for Congress by requiring the department to provide an annual briefing to the committee on these policies that are issued, reviewed, and canceled each year. The department will also be required to provide detailed information on how policies are prioritized for review and how DHS headquarters collaborates with component departments to ensure that any agency affected has the opportunity to comment. Finally, to make sure that the management directorate is properly resourced to carry out this review process, my bill also requires that the briefing include information on any staffing vacancies. I'd like to take a moment to thank Representatives Clark, Bishop, and Ezell for co-sponsoring this legislation. I appreciate their support on this. And with that, I urge all members of the committee to support the legislation. I ask for your support, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Does anyone wish to speak on the bill? I'll recognize myself for just a few seconds. I think this is a timely bill. You know, I think both parties would agree that we, as the Congress, have granted a lot of power to the bureaucracy, the administration, and being able to oversight effectively requires that policies get reviewed, and in that review process, we can look at it and just see the power that has been sort of granted in rulemaking and all that stuff. I really think this is a very good bill, and I'm glad and honored and pleased to support it. Does anyone else wish to speak on the bill? Okay, hearing none. Are there any amendments to the bill? Hearing none. The question is on reporting the bill favorably to the House. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion to report favorably is agreed to. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Without objection, staff is authorized to make any required technical or conforming changes to reflect the actions of the committee today. I want to thank all the members for being here. It's been, I think, the debate this morning on the first measure was, I thought, fantastic, and everyone had genuine motives, and it was a great discussion, despite some disagreement. I want to let everybody in the committee know that we will have a floor date coming up for the bipartisan bills that we've passed. I have petitioned the leader for that to happen sooner rather than later, and I should have a date hopefully within a week, and we'll get that out through the ranking member and through our staff side as well. This concludes the consideration of the bills noticed by the committee for today.
Mr. Chairman.
You're recognized.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Clause 2L of Rule 11, I request that members have 2 calendar days to file with the clerk of the committee supplemental, additional, or minority views on the measures ordered reported by the committee today.
So ordered. There being no further business, and without objection, the committee stands adjourned.